Well, welcome everybody. This is live front and center with the Women's International Music Network. I am your host, Mickey Angeline. I have been so looking forward to this interview because this is our friend, our homegirl, Divinity Roxx is in the house. We're talking Grammy nominated recording artist, producer, composer. She's an author. Not only is she on our advisory board with the Women's International Music Network, she has performed countless She Rocks awards as our house band, Rock Sugar. And she is here today to talk about this pivot she went into the children's music genre, but I'm going to let her speak everything. Please give a warm welcome to Divinity.
Thank you. Yo, it's so exciting to be here talking to you. You know, we go way back. We've done so many shows together, so many events together with the Women's International Music Network, She Rocks Awards. Big shout out to Laura and Bonnie and all the incredible women who continue to make She Rocks successful, all of the up and coming artists that they spotlight, all the women who've won She Rocks Awards. I mean, it's one of my highlights of the year every time I get to participate with you guys. But yes, I have made a pivot.
A
It's a
big
pivot.
pivot.
It's a big
Because,
pivot.
I mean, those who remember you being the bassist for Beyonce and her musical director, and you hired on with the other artists in your funk and all that. But now you've got this incredible, I mean, your 2021 album, wait, right?
Ready,
Ready,
set,
Set,
go.
Go
Yep.
was when you released it, was up for a Grammy. You got a Grammy nomination out of that. And so please let everybody know. Let's start with why you went into this genre and what was the aha moment for you?
Well, okay. So first we have to realize that I've always wanted to go into this arena with children's music. Back way before 2021, I wrote a song called I Can Be Anything back in the late 90s with this group called we what was it? We something. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember it. But we released this record called I Can Be Anything on this label that was distributed by Rawkus. And it was a children's song. I wrote it, performed it, produced it, recorded it, and everything. And then the label sort of dissipated. So let's fast forward to 2020 and 2021. It's a pandemic. A friend of mine hits me up out of the blue and says, "Oh, I remember you recorded that song, I Could Be Anything. Do you have any kids' music for this program that Scholastic was pivoting into because the pandemic took everybody out of schools and everything went virtual? So Scholastic was scrambling to go virtual as well. And so they were looking for some music to go with a program that they were putting together, this pre-K program. And they sent me all these prompts, like just for this pre-K music, and I sent them a bunch of music. They loved it. They were like, "Hey, we want to turn two of the songs that you wrote into books."
What? What?
Yes. Yes, they wanted to turn two of them into fully illustrated color picture books. We started working on these books. And I look up, and in 2021 I was going to have two kids books coming out. And I look and I said to myself, "Well, I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I'm an artist. I'm a songwriter. I'm a producer. I should make a record to go with the books." And so that's how Ready, Set, Go, the album, came to fruition. It was really out of having two kids' books come out of nowhere, right? To the world, that would have come out of nowhere. But to package it with an album made a lot of sense to me.
Right.
And to make it make sense to the world that I all of a sudden had these two kids' books. And so it took off. People loved it. I mean, I just put all my energy behind this Ready Set Go album. We shot these videos. The videos you see, we shot them in my living room behind a green screen.
No.
I'm not kidding. Me and my wife were here in this room singing. I'd be like, "Come in here, Yanni, sing on this chorus." She'd sing, I record her. And next thing you know, we were happy and you're healthy. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Like a lot of those vocals you hear are my wife's vocals and
That's
my
incredible.
vocals. It's so cool.
And how are you two doing, side note?
We
Because
are
you
doing.
had your anniversary in May, right?
Oh, come on, May. You know what's up. Yes. May 19th, we had our 5-year anniversary.
Oh, gosh, has it been
Um,
5 years?
it's been 5 years.
I don't
And
feel like it's been that long.
I love that
I mean, as far as when you actually tied the knot, like that part, not like you've been together, right? But I think
Yes.
I've lost sense of time since COVID, so don't mind
Listen,
me.
we all have. We all have. And we had this beautiful, we finally got to take our honeymoon. We went to Machu Picchu. We went to
Mm,
Iguazu Falls. The pandemic kept postponing that, but we
yeah,
finally had that happen.
so good.
Oh, it was so good. We needed it.
Aw.
We needed it.
So here you are in this wonderful, beautiful marriage that you're having with your anniversaries, and now you're just killing it with kids' music, which
I
is
know.
interesting because, like I said, you and I go as far back as I want to say 2013. Um, I want to
Wow.
say, and I interviewed you on the red carpet 2015.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And so or 2016 was when you were the house band because I used to have this little clip that I played for videos and you're like in two spots. And so and I just remember I just love that's when I did a deep dive on who you were cuz that's what I love about what Laura and Bonnie have done with the Women's International Music Network and with She Rocks is introduced me, and I'm sure a lot of people can say this, to so many of the women out there that normally don't come across our algorithms or feeds. And I was just in love with everything you did in your sound. So even though it doesn't shock me that you went into the genre because you've always been so uplifting and upbeat and positive with your music. So it makes sense, I guess.
Thank you. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the stuff I was doing and I'm still doing, don't get it twisted. I'm still rock. I only rock hip hop still to this day.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
just focusing on the kids album right now. But yeah, man, I mean, the funk, the hip hop, the rock, the hardcore, I'm still playing with other artists. I've been doing some shows with Nona Hendrix. I actually have a show coming up at Harlem Stage on October 9th with an incredible group of musicians featuring Mumu Fresh, Arden Keys, Biscuit on the drums, something that Indira Edwarhu is putting together for the Harlem Arts Festival. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. So, Worldwide Playdate was just released August 9th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited about this record. It's pretty
Well, I mean, and
perfect.
not that we're not going to get to everything because it's one of 3 Grammy considerations for you for this
Yes.
upcoming voting. That
Yes.
album, and you mentioned Mumu Fresh, and that's the rap song that is also up for consideration.
Yes, the
Like you're
song
all
is
over the place.
I am, but I've always been that way because my creativity has no bounds. It doesn't have a filter. I don't filter it. I just allow it to take me wherever it wants to go. And this record was it's called Worldwide Playdate because I felt like there's so much power in play. And we just mentioned the pandemic, right? And I
Yeah,
know people have talked about it and hammered it, but we still need a play date. It feels like we're all working so hard. Do
it
you feel
does.
like you're
I'm so
working really
tired.
hard? Everybody's so tired.
We're so
I don't
tired.
know if we're trying to make up for lost time
I think we are.
or or what it is, but we all need a play date. So I'm like, what better play? The whole world needs a play date. We need a worldwide play date. We need something that uplifts us, makes us happy, takes us to our happy place, makes us feel good, gives us a reason to celebrate, gives us the reason to look at ourselves and say, I'm a force to be reckoned with.
I
That's the
love those
song.
songs too.
Woo!
Oh, I love those supposed to be reckoned with. And I love because everyone, please follow Divinity on especially Instagram because you share the videos of you doing the shows with the kids. The most recent one you were in a park. I think I remember because you had a hard time getting there or something.
Oh,
There was like some
yes.
struggle with like getting there, but once you got there, the kids just loved it, and the families and the parents, everyone was just up and dancing, and it was such a vibe.
It's such a vibe. Even the parents are having a worldwide play date. I'm not even kidding. I've had so many parents come up to me after the show and say, I thought I was bringing my kid to a show for them to enjoy it. But I realized that I'm out here having a really good time too. And everything that you're dealing with sort of melts away and you just find yourself immersed in this music, in this feeling, in this culture of celebration. in this culture of positivity, in this culture of upliftment, because that's what the show is. We come into the show, one of the songs that I want to talk about this song, I'm a Force with Moo Fresh. One of the coolest things about this song is that I invited the Genesis Innovation Cheer Squad into the studio with me to sing and chant on this song, I'm a Force. It's so full of affirmations that not only kids get to say for themselves, but parents get to experience and feel for themselves when they get to listen to this music. Because the
That is
parents
amazing.
are really the curators of what kids are listening to. So why not give them some really good positive music to feed their souls?
You know, let's do that. Can we see that as we're talking? So,
Oh,
what I wanted to ask you was,
yes.
what is one of the stark differences you have noticed from playing in front of an adult crowd, like in a club scene, in a
Ooh.
on a stage versus and those songs versus now that you're doing these songs in front of children?
Wow. What is the biggest difference?
Yeah.
Well, it's usually early in the morning.
Let's start with that, like the difference between 2 a.m. and 2 p.m., right? Or 10 a.m. is the start.
So we just played a show at the David Rubenstein Atrium at the Lincoln Center here in New York on Saturday.
Oh,
And
okay.
oh man, when I tell you it was one of the most joyful experiences I'd had on stage. Kids don't have a filter. They kind of let you know what they feel,
Oh, they
how they're
do.
feeling when something is happening. You know what I mean? And these kids were so involved. They were dancing, and we invite them to participate in the show. There's one thing we do in the show where we create a song in person with the kids on stage live. And they get to give us words, and we put them on a board, and then we take all these words and we create a song together. It's
Whoa.
so
So
much
they get to be
fun.
part of the
They
process.
get to be part of the process. And when I tell you that that's one of my favorite parts of the show,
Oh my
because
gosh.
the kids, they don't have a filter. It's like
They
whatever
don't.
they feel, they just throw out these words, and then we perform them together. It's um it's 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 joyful. I would say that's the biggest difference.
Okay.
It's really joyful. Everything is joyful,
And you've
you know?
become a mentor to them, whether it was intentional or not. And if writing or poetry or song or anything was in their bones, you helped bring that to fruition, which is a beautiful thing.
Wow. I never really think about it like that.
And I say this because I'm on the board with the Girls Rock Sacramento here in Sacramento, the Girls
Oh,
Rock Camp
yes.
Alliance.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we do. We've been doing it for 7, 8 seasons now, and I also teach self-defense. And something about these youth that get together for a whole week to create a song from scratch. So when I hear you tell me you do that, I can already picture how magical that is for everybody involved.
Oh man, I've done a bunch of master classes for girls rock camps, and yeah,
Oh my
oh man.
gosh, we should hire you to do one for our camp next year.
Uh
But we'd have to
I
lock you in
did.
because you're always so busy. I mean, even if you
Yes,
did it via Zoom, we could still
let's
do
do
it that
it.
way, but
I would love to do it. I'd love to come out and do a master class for the girls. One of the things that I did for the Willie Mae rock camp here in New York, we wrote a song together. We did a workshop, and we created a song. We recorded it, we performed it. It was amazing. It was really amazing, because what happens is you get to immerse yourself into the world and the brains of these young women and what
yeah.
they're dealing with as young women coming up into the world. And it helps us to have a connection with each other. And it also helps me to understand where they are and to give them a little bit of guidance. Um, Man, the song we wrote was so powerful.
Yeah.
It was beyond anything that I thought they were going to come up with.
Blows your
It's
mind, doesn't it?
it blows it blew my mind. I mean, the song we came up with was I'm not pray for you. I will pray for you. All of these little 13-year-old girls had been experiencing harassment in the streets of New York City. as
Wow.
13-year-old girls, and they wanted to write about that.
Wow.
I was not ready for that.
How did that make you feel?
I was
Did it
surprised.
did it
I
take you
was
off
surprised.
guard a
It
little bit?
it took me completely off guard, but I wanted to hold space for them and their feelings as young women coming up in this world, and what it means to be a woman whose body is developing, who may be presenting older than what they realize they're presenting to men in the world, and how these men were responding to them, and in turn, how they were dealing with that. I mean, it was beyond what I thought we were going to write about. I'm not pray for you. I will pray for you.
That is a
Woo!
powerful and that's the title of the song.
Yes.
Oh, that is so and to be 13 and to understand what that means too. That's really what blows your mind is that they get what that means.
That's what I'm saying.
And you help them get their power back.
Yes. Yes.
Because too many
Yes.
times have I been in too many I mean not to relate to it. So like I said, I teach the self-defense workshop, right? And I had one, this was probably 2 seasons ago. And this was the teen camp. So the teen camps are 11 to 17. So 13, 14, a lot of them my age. And after I teach them a few moves, I asked them, safe space. Is there anybody here who has been in a situation that you would like to show me on how you could have gotten out of it? And when I tell you all 28 students and like 5 or 6 camp instructors raised their hands, I was trying so hard to not cry. And then so I would call them up and say, well, describe the situation. And they'll talk about it's always someone they know. Some kid in school, somehow they ended up in a wrestling match and then he held them down, or some boy held her underwater, or it was always a situation like that.
Yeah, and I
And
think
you just
when
don't
we
realize, right? And the same thing for you when they're writing their lyrics, that's where that's coming from.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of giving them an opportunity and a space and an outlet to express themselves, to
Yes.
express their true selves, to give them a safe space. And that's the first thing we established in the class was this is a safe space where we can express the wholeness of us. We're going to hold this space very sacred for each and every one of us. I think it's very important for young girls and young women to have those spaces, and have those spaces designated as such, where they can be free to talk about the things that impact them on a daily basis. That was just one I wasn't expecting. So I love to be in these spaces, and be the facilitator of some type of change, of some type of impact in these spaces where, we give young people an opportunity to express themselves. That's what art is all about. That's what being an artist is all about. That's why it's so important.
So then you went from the last album and now you did this one. You said it as a play date, but I'm curious. Have you considered producing any of those songs on any of your albums that you create with these kids?
That's so funny. Maybe that'll be the next album. A collaboration of me and a bunch of girls rock camps. Hey, girls rock camps, hit me up. Let's make a record
Because I
all
mean,
over the world.
because like last season we did that for the teen campers because we have a woman owned producing studio here in Sacramento, and she offered her services for them to produce the single song that they created.
I love that.
Right. And so I thought that would be incredible. Not even if it isn't a whole album, or if it's the next album and then there's like extra tracks or the secret tracks or the bonus tracks. And it's one
Mm.
or two of these songs that you created with, of course, permission from whatever. Of course, you have to get all that, but I don't see why they wouldn't want to. That would be so phenomenal.
Maybe I'll hit Terry Winston up at Women's Audio Mission and see if we can make that happen.
Oh, you
Hi,
should.
Terry.
Terry, you watching us now? You watch us later. So now, okay. So how busy is you've got shows to the end of this year? What do you have you've got plans hitting up already for 2025? Do you have, I know, like I said, Grammy consideration, music video for Celebrate, best children's
Music
music
video.
album,
Yep.
worldwide play date. And then the rap song, best rap performance, I'm a Force with Moo
Moo
Fresh.
Fresh, the illest
Lord.
Moo Fresh.
Oh, so incredible because this is my second year being a member. I'm a professional member, so I'm not a voter. I wish. Thank
Congratulations.
you. Yeah, this is my second year.
Yes.
So
You
my
know,
mentoring and stuff is what I do.
I love that because I think there was a report that came out today about how many women are now members, and that's a beautiful
Women
thing.
and people of color and LGBTQ community, like they've really diversified their portfolio. They knew they had to. They knew they
I
had to.
I think most organizations are realizing that,
Yeah.
in order to be sustainable, we have to continue to grow and evolve. As artists, in order to be
Yeah.
sustainable, we have to continue to grow and evolve. I don't just make music, I'm also a voiceover artist. I'm also a
Wait, what?
producer.
How did I not know
Yes.
that? Go
Yes, girl.
rewind. What you
Yes.
voiceover for?
I'm a voiceover artist. I've done progressive commercials. I've done Invesco commercials.
Shut the front door.
Yes,
There
I
is
do that
nothing
on
you
the
can
side,
do,
girl.
Divinity.
That listen, I want people to realize if you are an artist, there's nothing you can't do. You just have to put your all into it and go for it. If you can dream it, you can really be it. I thought to myself, I wonder how to get into voiceover. I started doing some research, and next thing you know, I have a voiceover agent, Stuart Talent. Shout out to Stuart Talent in New York. And
Maybe
I
I should
found
get into that
myself
too.
booking some gigs.
That's so amazing. Good for
I also wrote
you.
listen, you got to keep working. I also wrote the theme song for a PBS Kids TV show called Lila in the Loop.
Yes, I
That's
forgot to bring that
playing
up.
on
Thank you for
PBS
bringing that up.
Kids. Yep.
Congratulations.
Big shout
How is
out to
that?
Dave Peth and Mighty Picnic.
How is that going?
Man, everybody loves Lila in the Loop. Oh my gosh. You got to follow Lila on socials.
Will do. Now, what is
Yeah.
that? What is that on? Is that on like
PBS Kids all over
okay,
the
PBS
country.
Kids? Oh my
Yep.
gosh. I think I have see, I don't have cable anymore. Everything's streamed, but I do believe I have that app on my TV because I do
Yes.
have friends with kids. So I try to
You should
have some
watch it.
friendly stuff. Oh, I'm gonna make them all. I'm gonna look, you gotta watch this show.
Yeah, you got to
So
watch Lila in the Loop.
so I know this is some time back, but you played for President Obama. You played for President Obama. What was that
That was
like?
listen, that was really cool. That was one of those days that was like, is this really my life? You know, it was wow. Dang, was that 2008?
That was way back. I mean, I know we're going back, but it was like it's in your bio,
2008,
and I was like, "What? How
2009.
did I not know that?"
He was hosting a dinner for the president of Mexico and his wife, and we played an event there. I played with Beyonce and and
Okay,
and the original all-female Beyonce band at that gig. It was super special. I mean, come on, to have an opportunity to go to the White House in the first place
that part.
and play for the first African American president and his family at the White House was
I
pretty.
love them so much.
Everybody loves them so
I
much.
love them so much.
And
Every
I got
time I
to go
see it.
back.
Okay, you did the Easter egg roll or something,
I
right?
did the Easter egg roll with President Biden.
So now I'm just like, I'm expecting you to go back for, our next president.
Well,
Let's put that into the
right
universe. And
there.
that's all
Let's
I'm going to
put
say.
it.
Shut.
Let's
Okay,
put it
so
out
going
there.
back to worldwide play dates. Let's worldwide play date because the song celebrate worldwide play date, happy place,
Happy place.
LOL,
Yes.
laugh out loud, make a friend, girl dad. Can we talk about girl dad?
Yes.
That I love that song.
You know, one of the surprises for me, I can't even believe I'm gonna say this, but one of the surprises for me about Girl Dad is that it's a little polarizing. I have people who love and relate to that song.
Yeah,
And then I have other people where it triggers them
I bet.
because they didn't have that type of relationship with their dad.
Right.
That song is very personal for me because it's about my relationship with my dad. I
I
grew
had
up
a
with
feeling.
yeah, I grew up with my dad, and my dad passed away in 2011. And I'd had such a hard time writing a song for him. I tried to write a song for him on my album I'm Possible in 2016. Break Down These Walls, I mentioned him in Miracle, but I didn't dedicate an entire song to him. I had written so many drafts of songs for him, but it wasn't until I sat down to write the bass line for Girl Dad, and it just came to me. You know, I got that girl dad swag. I get it from my pop. That girl dad swag. Yep, my girl dad rocks. Um, and the verses are about him, and I mean, I had one of those dads who was super strong, and I mean, he had really big muscles, and he taught me how to ride a bike, and he taught me how to change my tire. He taught me how to be tough. He taught me how to take care of myself. It was really important for him to teach me those things that typically girls didn't do, because he wanted me to make sure that no matter what, I could take care of myself. If it was if I was in the middle of the night and I got and my tire blew out on the highway, I didn't have
You
to
have to
wait
be
for
able to
some
take care of
strange
that.
man to
Yep.
come and say, "Hey girl, can I change your tire?" No, he's like, "You can do it yourself."
That is so good. He set you up for success. And I tell you, the reason that one resonated with me is because my dad was a piece of crap.
Oh,
And that's the nicest way I'm going to put it.
wow.
But what I changed, I disrupted that circle of, the generational curse, right? Or the generational tragedies. And before I came out, I was married to a man,
Mhm.
have a daughter, and he is like the best dad ever
Oh,
to
wow.
our daughter.
That's beautiful.
Right? So for me, it encompassed where I'm proud that I was not stuck in that thinking that's how men are and that's my life and going I never went and fortunately I never went to a dark place. I just took that and thought there's got to be better men out there, and I was fortunate to marry one and have a child with one before I came
Wow.
out. And so that's what that song did for me.
That's beautiful. Thank you. That's the first story like that I've heard about that song, and I
Well, I'm
appreciate
telling you,
that.
there's going to be many stories you won't hear, but they are there.
Thank you.
You
That's
are
true.
very you are so inspirational and empowering just by being you. I think it's important for all of us to know that we will never know on a scope how we touch people. And you
Hmm.
mentioning earlier about how everybody recognizes you, because I get the same from the She Rocks Awards, from the Women's International Music Network, and there's just so many people that are touched by what you do, and just you living your truth and your best life and making no excuses and just going forward with this positive force about you. Every time I see you, you just have this aura about you.
Wow.
And I just
Thank
wanted you
you.
to know that from my lips to your ears.
I really appreciate that. I really do. I'm gonna
Welcome.
take that in, and I'm gonna hold that dear to my heart.
So then what do we have? What can we expect? I know we've got this up for the Grammy consideration. Is there anything more on the horizon for you to wrap up 2024 or even begin 2025?
You know, I think there are so many incredible songs on this record that I'd
There
love
really
to
are.
continue to share, and we've only just scratched the surface of the album. It was just released in August,
Yeah, it's brand
and
new.
yeah, and we haven't even dug in. I mean, the song with Victor Wooten and
I was
Malcolm
gonna say
Jamal
"Raise Me
Warner,
Up."
"Raise Me Up,"
Whoo.
it literally raises you up when you
It
hear
does.
it.
And I'm telling anyone watching, the reason I'm not playing these is because we could get muted. Because Facebook will just mute copyright music, mute. And YouTube will flag it. So I'm just letting y'all know you need to go.
You should listen to the record. I've been getting so many really cool messages from people at voice notes, text messages from people who, when they listen to the record, they're like, wow, this is really special. And I want to give a special shout out to all my incredible collaborators because we had an incredible play date. Wayne Gerard, produced a lot of this music. So incredible. He is an amazing producer, an amazing guitarist, an amazing collaborator. I have never worked with a guy who was just so nourishing and just so collaborative. There has to be something about this music, this message where we just all played together perfectly. T Mane, who I met recently, he jumped on the record on Make a Friend. My longtime collaborator and friend Fuchs and his daughter Aura V. Tapping Tank from Tank and the Bangers. I sent Tank
Right
this
there.
record and she was like, let's go. I sent Tank the record and she hit me back and she was like, yo, this is fire. I love it. And my niece is on there with her cheer team. You know,
No.
Yes, that's who the Genesis Innovation Academy Cheer Squad. They
Okay.
come from my niece's school in Atlanta. We
That's
brought them
amazing.
into the studio in Atlanta at Tree Sound, and Terrence Elam was the engineer. He set us up for such success. He set up that room for us to capture the best vocals. And you have to listen to it because when you hear these girls singing this song, I'm a force, bring it to life,
Mm,
it just sends chills through your body. Celebrate, Worldwide Play Day, everything they sang on, everything they chanted on, it really sends chills through your body.
I
It
love
was
that.
it was something that I hope that they cherish for a long time.
Well, now I'm gonna have to go back and listen because I didn't know all that. So now
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
girl.
listening to with more. And side note, I know your team's playing right now, right?
Atlanta,
Uh, Falcons,
they're playing right now?
aren't they?
Aren't they playing? It's Thursday
Oh,
night football?
it is, and they're tied in OT with Tampa.
Girl, stop. How am I not even watching the game? Because I've been sitting
I'm,
here.
I mean, I'm assuming, right? Am I looking at the team right? It's Falcons.
Oh no, that is my team, and that is
Okay,
the
okay. I
Atlanta
had a
Falcons.
feeling
Girl,
because I
now I
think
gotta go on. Now I gotta get on the app. Girl.
they in OT. Not that I'm trying to interrupt this
Tampa
because
Bay, we are in the oh, I see it.
mm,
Ooh, and they scored 30 points. Way to go,
it's tied. They're
Falcons.
in OT, and now they
We
just
gotta
scored.
pull this off. We have to because we're 2-2 and they're 3-1. We need
You're like,
this.
we
We need
gotta
this
do
win.
this. Okay, so then in wrapping this up,
Okay, yeah, so we can go
what
watch
would
the
you like to end on? And then before we do, let me remind everybody, She Rocks Awards 13th annual coming up
woo.
January 25th on a Saturday night this time during the NAMM show at the
Nice.
Hilton. So you will not need a badge. Ticket with the
Nice.
first round of honorees have been announced, including Paula Cole. And so Jennifer Batten's coming back to co-host with Lindsay
Oh,
Sterling.
super dope.
Yes. And so NAM is a proud sponsors. They were last year. So tickets are on sale at sherocks.com. I wanted to make sure I get that plug. Thank you
Get
to
it.
Laura. Thank you to Bonnie.
Thank you, Laura and Bonnie.
Sherocks.com.
Love you.
So as we're closing this up with the phenomenal Grammy nominated, everything amazing Divinity Roxx, who I just learned as a voiceover actress, what would you like to close out to make sure everybody knows?
I just want everybody to know that you don't have to get it all done right now. That's unexpected, right?
I
We're
like
all
that.
out here really, really fighting. I feel it. The
Yeah.
world is tumultuous right now. We don't have to
Yeah.
get it all done. I don't know what we are racing towards, but we got to take a moment and we got to enjoy each other and love each other, love on each other, because our time here is very limited, and that's without a doubt. So just be the best version of yourself that you can. That's what I'm here trying to do
Mm,
with this music, with my life. I just really want to be the best version that I can be so that I can inspire others to do the same and be the same. Of
I
course, I
love
want you to listen to my records. Of
Please
course, I
do.
want you to, stream them. I want you to follow us. I want you to buy some books. I want you to support. But I
Yes.
also want you to
Diana Webb,
support.
thank you for that. I got to buy your books.
Yeah, but I also want you to support independent artists and just artists out here in general, because it's not easy being an artist these days. It's very difficult for people who really are in love with the art. I want us to keep art in the schools. We need art. We need to be able to express ourselves, though, so that we can be the best versions of ourselves that we can. So, yeah, follow me on Instagram, on
It's right
Facebook.
there.
Click, 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 all those things. But also, don't just follow me. Follow people that you love. Follow people that inspire you. Don't just follow people that are popular. Follow the people that are actually bringing something valuable into your life, into
Agreed.
your psyche, and into your heart. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
definitely find yourself at the She Rocks Awards, because I just might be there.
You better
Hit
be
me
there
up.
January 25th in Anaheim, California. Tickets on sale, sherocksawards.com. And lucky for you, your team pulled it off an OT.
What?
That
Girl,
touchdown
I
you saw was
cannot.
the winning touchdown. So they won
You know what?
36-30.
It was he just and he threw a touchdown?
Mm.
What?
Well, now we
Girl,
on a very positive note. So please make sure, again, sherocksawards.com. Thank you, Divinity, for sharing space with us. We look forward to seeing you soon.
thank you. I'll see you soon. Peace.